a time, in a little house near the edge of the forest, there lived a mother goat and her 7 little kids. They were happy, playful, and loved their mother very much. One morning, Mother Goat gathered her little ones and said, "My dear children, I must go into the forest to find food. Stay inside and do not open the door for anyone. The big bad wolf is always looking for a chance to trick little goats. He has a rough voice and black paws. You must be very careful." The little goats nodded. "Don't worry, Mama! We will not open the door for anyone but you!" Mother Goat smiled, kissed her kids, and left. The little goats played happily inside, waiting for their mother to return. But the big bad wolf had been hiding behind the trees, listening to everything. He licked his lips and thought, a house full of juicy little goats. I must trick them and have a tasty meal. So he walked up to the door and knocked. Knock, knock, knock. In a deep, rough voice, he said, "Little ones, open the door. It is your mother. I have brought you something delicious to eat." But the clever little goats knew better. The eldest one said, "No, no! You are not our mother. Her voice is soft and sweet, but yours is rough and scary. Go away, big bad wolf." The wolf growled. He knew he had to change his voice. He ran to a shop and bought a big jar of honey. He swallowed spoonfuls of honey until his voice became soft and sweet. Then he went back to the house and knocked again. "Knock, knock, knock!" This time he said in a gentle voice, "Little ones, open the door. It is your mother. I have brought you something delicious to eat." The little goats were about to open the door when the youngest one peeked under it. "Wait! Look at those black paws! Our mother has white, soft feet. This is not her!" The little goat shouted. "Go away, big bad wolf!" The wolf was very angry, but he didn't give up. He ran to the baker's shop and dipped his paws in white flour. Now his paws looked just like Mother Goat's. The wolf knocked on the door again. "Knock, knock, knock! Little ones, open the door! It is your mother! I have brought you something delicious to eat!" The little goats listened. The voice was soft, and when they looked under the door, they saw white paws. "Maybe it really is Mama," they thought. So they unlocked the door. But the moment the door opened, crash! The big bad wolf jumped inside. The little goats screamed and ran in all directions, trying to hide. One hid under the table, another inside a cupboard. One squeezed under the bed, and another jumped into the fireplace. One hid inside a big cooking pot, and the youngest one crawled inside the tall clock. The wolf laughed. "Ha ha ha! You cannot escape from me!" One by one, he found them. He gobbled up the first, then the second, then the third, until he had swallowed 6 little goats. Only the youngest one, who was hiding inside the tall clock, was left. But the wolf didn't see him. He rubbed his big belly and said, "I am so full. Time for a nap." Then he walked outside and lay down under a big tree where he quickly fell asleep. A little while later, Mother Goat returned home. She saw the door wide open, chairs knocked over, and the house in a mess. She cried out, "My children! Where are you?" Just then, the youngest little goat crawled out of the clock, crying, "Mama! The big bad wolf came and ate my brothers and sisters!" Mother Goat hugged her little one and wiped his tears. "Don't be afraid, my dear. We will save them." She took a pair of scissors and a needle with thread and went outside, where the wolf was still snoring under the tree. His belly was big and round. Mother Goat took her scissors and snip, 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 and made a small opening in the wolf's stomach. And guess what? One little goat peeked out, then another, and another. One by one, all 6 little goats climbed out of the wolf's belly. They were all safe because the greedy wolf had swallowed them whole without chewing. Mother Goat whispered, "Now let's teach that big bad wolf a lesson." She filled the wolf's belly with big, heavy stones. Then she stitched it back up very carefully with her needle and thread. The wolf kept sleeping, snoring loudly. After a while, he woke up. He felt very thirsty and very heavy. He walked to the river to drink some water. But when he bent down, splash! The heavy stones pulled him in, and he fell into the deep river. He struggled and splashed, but he could not get out. And that was the end of the big bad wolf! Mother Goat and her 7 little kids hugged each other tightly. "We will never open the door for strangers again," the little goats promised. They lived happily ever after, safe and sound, in their little house by the forest. Moral of the story: always listen to your parents. Don't trust strangers easily. Cleverness and teamwork can overcome danger. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hush Little Stories.